Hello, Earthly fam. Sarah with Ancient Esoterica here, and I just wanted to share something that happened to me actually a couple weeks ago that I've been meaning to share, but I've been slacking on. And it was just this really cool, intuitive happening, I guess, where I was shuffling one of my old playlists, as I do from time to time because I have many, many playlists in my Spotify dimension that I be shuffling. I have my main playlists that are like my go-tos, but this was one of my older playlists that I hadn't listened to in a while. And so I'm listening, I'm vibing, and the song Don't Follow by Alice in Chains comes on. And that, my friends, is one of my favorite songs like of all time. I It's one of those songs where it's like I don't really know why, but like I just love it and I always have. I first connected with the song in probably like 2020 maybe. But then later in 2022, I just like started playing the fuck out of it and just loved it. And now like people just like kind of know that as like one of my songs. And so, yeah, this I hadn't listened to Don't Follow in probably just like a week or two. Actually, no, it was probably a few weeks because I don't know, like I was just really, really in a lot of like heavier, grungier music during this time a few weeks ago. And so, yeah, I just had been disconnected from the song for a little while. So the song comes on and it's just hitting. And I'm just like, oh my God, add that shit to the current playlist. Like, fuck, forgot about this shit. And like I'm listening and I'm just vibing. And if you guys aren't familiar with the song, in the beginning of the song, it's like a slower, just kind of like guitars riffing, some harmonica. There's not even really any drums in the beginning of the song. And it's pretty easy, pretty flowy. And then it kind of switches up, and the main singer for Alice in Chains, Laine Staley, starts singing in the second half of the song, or really in like the very end of the song. And so it gets to that switch up part where Laine Staley starts singing, and I just think to myself, like I'm vibing, I'm listening, like, whatever. And I just think to myself, like, huh, I wonder who sings the first half of this song because I can hear and like I know it's Laine Staley for the end part. The "oh forgot my woman, lost my friends." Like that's clearly Laine Staley. Like you can hear his voice. But I was like, I fucking love this song so much, and I don't even know who sings the beginning part. Like, whoa, it was like a revelation. And then I just sort of like asked myself, like, oh, I wonder who sings it. And then I hear loud and fucking clearly, like as if someone's in the room with me. It like literally that clear, but it obviously wasn't. Like it was a telepathic, a download, a spiritual insight. But I hear it like clear as day in my intuition, Jerry Cantrell. And I'm like, who is that? Like I wonder if that's like the guitarist dude that I always see for Alice in Chains because I don't know, like I've always been a fan of Alice in Chains, but like I haven't known the other bandmates. Like I knew Laine Staley, like I always used to butcher his name up until like 6 months ago. Like I'd call him like Laine Stanley and shit. But like I don't know, like I just don't just the knowledge had not dawned to me yet. And so I've probably like heard Jerry Cantrell's name many times because like I've been a fan of Alice in Chains. I've watched interviews with them. Like I've seen a lot. Like I've watched a lot of their live performances. So it was definitely like in my subconscious or whatever. Like I had heard Jerry Cantrell's name before, but just this turn of events, like I'm gonna repeat it for you guys real quick because it was just like so crazy. Like I'm just listening to the song and I'm like, huh, I wonder who sings the beginning part. Like I consciously don't know who it is. Intuition's just like Jerry Cantrell, and I'm like, oh, let me Google that and see fucking who it is. And it's literally the guitarist for Alice in Chains, and then Alice in Chains. And then I'm like, damn, let me Google like who sings the beginning part of Don't Follow. And it's Jerry Cantrell. Like, you can't make that shit up. And like I said, some of the naysayers who are watching this, you might be like, oh, like you say you like the band, like you definitely do like the guy's name. Like, yeah, unconsciously, subconsciously, but my conscious mind is the one who asked the question. It's like my ego is the one who answered the question. My soul was just like, boom, here's the dynamite, fucking Jerry Cantrell. Here you go, wisdom codes. And so, I don't know. I guess I'm sharing this because if y'all have had some of these, like, you can't make this shit up, like, downloads, moments, it sort of does reveal this, like, interconnected nature of reality, and also that there are these, like, unseen dimensions. And we are in communion and in communication with these higher forces. Call them, like, fucking spirit guides, call them angels, call them the Arcturians from the ninth dimension, fucking whatever you want to call these interdimensional forces, these beings, these voices, fucking whatever. Like, they're there, they exist. And they are in communion with us when we are open. And I really do believe that we experience, like, these flavors of telepathy and interdimensional communication and, like, higher knowledge being downloaded into us. I believe we experience this when we are open-hearted. And I was very fucking open-hearted and open-minded, just vibing to this song. Like, I was just completely in a flow state. And it being in this flow state, I feel like really allowed that telepathic insight and communication to occur. And so, like I said, I share this to just sort of, like, because it's cool, and, like, to confirm the ways in which you guys who are watching may have had these sort of experiences and maybe doubted yourself, like, oh, like, I must have just known it. And, like, yeah, that's a factor of it. But at the same time, for me in my situation, it was just like straight up dropped in. I don't know who the fuck, what the fuck, but, like, I was gifted that name, to which I had to go and Google to confirm because my conscious mind did not know it. And so this kind of goes into, like, a deeper layer of reality, and that, like, our conscious mind and that, like, ego feedback loop. Made a video about this. I think it's my most recent video I published, like, within the past day or two, that what if our ego mind is the voice of our inner child, and that there are these deeper aspects of ourself, these deeper voices that we can connect with within ourselves, that are these higher or lower aspects of ourselves. And that just sort of proves our multidimensional nature. And like I said, this seems pretty crazy. You know, if I spoke this, what happened to me out loud fucking 100 years ago, I'd be locked up in the fucking mental asylum. And, like, that sucks. But at the same time, what a gift and what a blessing to be able to decipher these wisdom codes here and now, in the present moment, in the current day, and to just, like, figure out, like, what the fuck is really going on. And, like, there are many dimensions and layers to life and stuff. And so if you're resonating, and if you've had a lot of your own, like, crazy, you can't make this shit up, like, psychic insight moments, definitely share them in the comments, because, like, I love this shit. I love hearing these stories, and that's why I share my oofs and my stories with you guys, because it was these kinds of happenings that would occur in the very beginning of my spiritual awakening that really started to, like, expand my mind and get me to question. I don't know what the fuck's driving by right now, just bear with it, but getting me to just question, like, there is more to life than this, like, chaotic fucking matrix. And, like, I don't know, maybe those loud trucks driving by were just very on brand to what I'm delivering. You know, the matrix is loud and it's annoying and it's distorted, and it wants you to believe there's no magic. It wants you to believe you're fucking alone on planet Earth with nothing to do, and there's no meaning to any of this shit. And I refuse to believe that. And yeah, I've had some fucking crazy experiences, like listening to this fucking song, and, like, some fucking spirit's just like, oh, you didn't know who sang that? Well, here you go. You know, or whatever the fuck. Like, maybe it was just, like, my higher self who's just like, boom, you know, wisdom code. Doesn't really matter who it was, because I feel like a lot of, like, channels and mystics, we can get really caught up in the, like, oh, I was channeling fucking this being and this group of beings. Like, we can really get caught up in the labels because it makes us feel special, because we're connecting with something and like we've been chosen to connect with this and we got these messages and no one else. And like I've never really subscribed to that. So like I've gotten some like shit and some shame for not knowing exactly who I'm channeling and who gave me the knowledge and whatever, but like that's I feel like some of the woo woo fluff that can get you stuck in those like spiritual ego states of being and just like the grandiosity and just kind of like yeah thinking that you're better than others. And so yeah, I guess that's really all I've got on this topic. I really just wanted to share that story. And, you know, before we dive too deep into fucking shitting on the Matrix and its distortion codes, let's just leave it at this. You are a fucking magical spiritual being having a temporary human experience. You've done this before and you'll do it again. There's so much more to life than just the Matrix. It's beautiful, it's valuable, it teaches us a lot and adds a lot of value to our human experiences. You know, and a lot of our working roles are wrapped up in the Matrix still. So, no hate, no shame, but at the same time, fuck the distortion codes, fuck the patriarchy, fuck all that shit that wants you to believe you're not magical, that your sensitivities are a burden, that they're icky, they're wrong, that there's something wrong with you if you feel shit. Like, fuck all of that shit. Because we are fucking magical as shit. And I don't know. I know it's not just me who has these crazy multidimensional cool experiences with this like just mundane ass music. Like you know, like that's why I say share your wisdom codes, share your stories in the comments because we all love to hear it. And I don't know, when we share that which like blows our mind and that which we like don't fully understand or just kind of like, yo, this is bamboozle, this is wild, this is woo woo, but it's happening and it's real. You know, the more we share that and the more we can connect with other people's crazy, wild, woo woo experiences, I believe that's how we really heal and how we can step into these higher states of consciousness that are available to us because we're not fucked. We're not alone in this world. Like, we are connected with these forces beyond us who are listening and who are responding to us when we're open-hearted enough and when we're listening. Because like fuck, I wasn't expecting an answer. I was literally just like consciously like, I wonder who sings the first part of this song. Like, I've loved this song forever and I've never known that. And just boom, didn't even have to Google it, just like, here you go. So, anyway, sending you guys so much love. I hope you find peace in your day and namaste. And feel free to check out my website, my offerings, all that fun shit. You know how it do, you know what it be.